Hi, welcome to the Studios. I'm John Blue.
Hi, I'm gay.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
So, you were an activist during the gay rights movement in the 60s?
Yeah, correct.
Right, and what was the aim of the movement? Just explain it a bit.
Well, the aim was to get rid of discrimination laws against the LGBT community and to get rid of the sodomy laws that prevent sexual relationships between homosexual people.
Right. And what was the result of this movement? What changes did it bring?
Well, as a result, people became more aware of the LGBT community and they became more aware of the movement. And I guess it became less of a counterculture and less of a taboo.
And what do you mean by this counterculture?
Well, basically, the status quo during the beginning of the movement was that homosexuality was wrong and that heterosexuality was the norm. That makes homosexuality a counterculture.
Okay. Thank you so much for this interview. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was it for our first interview from John Blue and Gay. So now for a second interview, we have Lesbian coming all the way from California.
Hello.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm John Blue.
Lesbian.
Why did you feel the need to join this movement when you did?
Well, in the 60s, people were becoming a lot less conservative and more open to things that were not as normal to them. Also, the amount of homosexual people was growing rapidly at this time, and I just felt that I had to do something to help them. Also, during this time, when homosexual people were, as you would say, thriving, there were a lot of people rioting against them. And as I said, I just really needed to do something to that to help me and my people.
Why did you join this movement? What triggered you?
Well, one time when I was on holidays, I was walking around Greenwich Village, and I saw what was later to be called the Stonewall riots happening. And I saw this really young boy, around 17, 18, being violently attacked by police. And I immediately thought to myself, I have to do something, even if my opinion might not count, even if I might not be able to do anything.
Right.
It's still important to stand up for yourself.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Bye. Did you know that in 2004, LGBTI activists in Australia created a micronation called the Gay and Lesbian Kingdom of the Coral Sea Island? The national flag is the LGBT colored flag, and the official currency is the euro. It still exists today. Ooh. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our third and final interview with Homosexual. Please welcome.
Hi, I'm homosexual.
Hi, I'm John Blue. So, who was your inspiration in this movement? Who kept you going in those tough conditions?
My inspiration was Harvey Milk because he was the first gay person to be elected to public office, and Audre Lorde because she kept writing poems and stories about how tough it was to be a gay person and stuff, and it really kept me going.
And why did these people, like, Harvey and Audrey, like you mentioned, why did they inspire you?
Harvey really used his powers in public office to give speeches about how it's okay to be different than everybody else, and how being gay isn't something bad or something you should look down at.
Right. Was he gay himself?
Yeah, he was. And Audrey, she really, like, her poems really inspired me, and they were like what I read when I woke up in the morning and everything.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So thank you, Mrs. Homosexual.
No problem. Bye.
Did you know that in the Second World War, Nazis put a pink triangle on gay men who were sent to concentration camps to die? And this pink triangle later turned to become a symbol of gay rights. Ooh. Do you think gay people should have rights?
Absolutely not. It was Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve.
Yeah, but I mean, these people are happy with just a male and a male.
But it's an abomination. They shouldn't be like that.
But they are. They can't do anything about that.
Yes, they can. They were raised like that. It's a choice.
That's not right!
It's not a choice. I'm pretty sure you're born with it.
Absolutely not. All the gay people that I know, well, not that I even want to know them, but they all chose to be the way they are.
Wrong. They chose to come out to be the way they are. There's so many more people who are gay but haven't told anyone yet.
Well, they shouldn't. They should just choose to be the way that we all are. Just normal like the rest of us.
Yeah, but then they're hiding their true personality and they're gonna die unhappy.
Well, no one should be like that. Die unhappy. But as long as they don't go to hell.
You're gonna go to hell for lying. So if you ask someone, are you gay or straight, and they say I'm straight when they're really gay, they're gonna go to hell anyways.
In 1968, the oppression of homosexuals became much more recognized and therefore started many more issues such as riots and hate. These things were obviously not pleasant for any homosexual person at the time.
That's not right!
There were many plots for murder as to keep towns pure of homosexual acts. People were unkind to homosexuals and agreed that their sexuality was unnatural and an abomination. This caused for the pain of many homosexuals at the time and also many riots on their side of the scale. Heterosexual people took pleasure out of forcing members of the LGBT community to become someone who they were not, usually by force. Until the passing of the Sexual Offences Bill in 1967, male homosexuality was illegal. Gay men were frequently imprisoned for consensual sex with another man. Lesbianism was not illegal, but it was similarly subject to public disapproval or ignored. Despite the dangers and difficulties involved, gay men and women were able to find places to meet. The Minorities Research Group, MRG, was formed in 1964 and provided isolated lesbians with resources and information about female homosexuality and the opportunity to meet other women. Police activity against gay men was harsh throughout the 1950s. Many homosexuals were blackmailed, although only a fraction came to the attention of the police. The film Victim of 1961 brought these issues to a mainstream audience. It starred Dirk Bogarde as a repressed, married homosexual taking on the blackmailers who drove his partner to suicide. The belief that homosexuality constituted an illness and could be cured was a staple of the popular press during the period. This issue became the start of a large amount of police brutality towards homosexuals. The best recorded situation of this is during the Stonewall riots, when LGBT members rioted against the treatment they were receiving and the police violently attacked them. This entire event is said to be the single most important event that led towards the gay liberation movement. During this event, gays were having a regular night on the town in the Stonewall Inn in Greenwich, New York, when the police assailed the area because of the laws against being openly homosexual. The police decided to take all of the 250 people present down to the station, and many people were obviously against this, as they had done nothing wrong. A mob soon began to form outside the inn and yelled at the police to let the LGBT members go. But the solution the police used for this mob was immediate violence.
That was it for today's episode, and next week we will be talking about how this is still a problem current day. We'll be talking about the Middle East, parts of Asia, Africa, and Russia, where people are banned to be their true selves.
I'll tell you something, I think you'll understand.